Shalom, this is Levi Shore. I want to welcome everyone back to Sweet and Good Torah. We're on location this week for Parsha Terumah. We're down in sunny Florida in the middle of the winter. It's amazing. Okay, here we go. So we're going to start off with Parsha Terumah. So the Parsha says, it starts off, Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe lemor, and Hashem, he spoke to Moshe, saying, Daber el b'nei Yisrael, speak to the children of Israel, Vayichu li Terumah, and they will take to me a portion. Me'ez kol ish asher yidbenu libo tichu es trumasi. Speak to the children of Israel, and they will take to me a portion. From every man whose heart will motivate him, you will take my portion. So a terumah is a separation. I believe Rashi describes it as a hafrasha. It's a separation. It's related to Meiser usually. But here, people are donating materials to build the Mishkan. Now the Mishkan was a movable, it's usually defined as a tabernacle, and it was the same model that became the Beis HaMikdash in Yerushalayim, that became the temple in Yerushalayim that Shlomo HaMelech, the King Solomon, built. Now the fascinating thing about the Mishkan is there's certain pattern that we discussed in previous Sweet and Good Torah of how Hashem created the world with these 10 spheros. And there's a certain structure to the universe which is in the shape of a man. And man himself is in the form of these 10 spheros, and that creates the shape of a man. And the Mishkan, or the Mikdash, is actually an intermediary. It's the same form, and it connects people to Hashem. It connects a finite person to the infinite. So we're going to learn more about some of the donations people gave, and a little bit about the sweetness of Torah. So some of the materials that people gave, the Jewish people gave wood, and they gave different fabrics, and there was even a miraculous animal called a tachash that had multicolored skin and some kind of waterproof skin like a dolphin, and that was used for the outside of the Mishkan to waterproof it, and then cover different kalim. And they made kalim like the gold mizbeach, the gold altar, and a copper mizbeach outside for the offerings. And the inner mizbeach, the gold mizbeach, had ketoras, where a special combination of 11 spices were offered. There's also the golden menorah, a 7-branch menorah, not like the 8-branch menorah we usually use on Hanukkah. And then past the curtain called the Proches, there was a special area called the Kodesh HaKadoshim, the Holy of Holies, and in that was the Arna Kodesh, the Ark of the Covenant. There was the gold box, inside a wood box, inside a gold box, and inside that was the Luchos and the Sefer Torah that Moshe was going to write. So today we're going to read a lot of Midrashim, and I think it really illustrates the beauty of the Torah. And I really recommend this book. It's called The Midrash Says by Rabbi Moshe Weissman. And when I first started Eshet Torah, I used this book of Midrashim to really get a greater understanding of the Torah and the Parshas. And it's all translated in English, and it quotes many, many Midrashim, so I really recommend it. So Hashem wanted Klal Yisrael to build a Mishkan, so that the Shekhinah might reside among them. And the physical Mishkan of wood and fabric and precious metals was only a symbol for the true resting place of the Shekhinah. Because the true resting place of the Shekhinah is the heart of every Jewish person, according to the Al-Shich. So we see this concept of how man is a miniature version of the whole creation, of the whole universe, and then this Mishkan is something that connects us to the infinite. So how can we make our hearts into a Mishkan for the Shekhinah? So this is devoting his heart to Torah and avodas Hashem, to doing the mitzvos, and tefillah and davening Hashem, and just doing all the mitzvos of the Torah is the work. So Hashem praises his Torah, telling us, Torah is an unsurpassed commodity. It possesses qualities not found in any other type of merchandise. So a man who starts a new business cannot be certain of success. He might even lose his entire capital investment. But if someone studies Torah, he can only gain. Now, if two businessmen trade goods, each one remains with only one item after the exchange, having bartered his original possession. Torah is superior. Two Talmidei Chachamim who meet and exchange ideas and end up with a double amount of Torah knowledge, each has passed on his own learning without incurring a loss, while gaining additional wisdom. So a businessman who carries valuable merchandise on his person lives in constant dread of being robbed. The Torah is superior. No one is able to steal another's Torah knowledge. It is usually expensive and troublesome to store and guard one's products or wares. The Torah is different. Not only does it need no protection, but in fact it guards those who study it. And someone who buys goods cannot acquire the vendor as well. But someone who masters the Torah acquires Hashem at the same time. So I'm going to read a mashal from the Midrash Terumah, and it shows the beauty and the value of Torah. So it's interesting because the parsha starts off by showing the Jews donating physical items like gold and silver and expensive fabrics and beautiful cedar wood. And usually we get so caught up in material possessions that we don't realize that the true possessions, the truly valuable possessions in this world are spiritual. And I think this mashal illustrates it beautifully. So a group of business people were traveling on a ship. A Torah student was also on board. So what type of goods do you possess? They inquired of him. I cannot show them, he replied. At this they laughed at him. They made fun of him. During the entire journey, they amused themselves by mocking the Talmud Chacham, who could not display any merchandise as valuable as they possessed. When the ship finally reached its destination, the port authorities confiscated all the goods on board. All the merchants were suddenly penniless. The Jews among them inquired as to the location of the nearest Jewish community and directed their steps to the central base of Midrash. As they entered, they found a group of men from the local community engaged in a lively study session. They were debating a difficult passage of the Gemara, posing a number of kashas or questions. When the Torah student noticed them, he joined the group. He was able to clarify all the difficulties, and his great knowledge was recognized by the community. He was honored, provided with food and drink, and offered a position. Now the business people who accompanied him pushed forward and requested, "Please tell these Jews to provide for us also. We merit their aid by having been on the same ship as you." Suddenly they were made to realize that in truth the Torah is the best merchandise. So I hope everyone has a great Shabbos. I hope you enjoyed the Sweet and Good Torah. And as we go on further in Sweet and Good Torah, we'll learn more and more about the Torah, and maybe we can appreciate the great value of the Torah and its mitzvahs, and not be misled by just the material objects that a lot of people chase after. Thank you, good Shabbos, and thank you for coming to Sweet and Good Torah.
Thank you for watching.